Learning extends well beyond school, the lecture hall or the university. All of us are learning things all of the time. Whether it's skills at playing pool, the piano, 10-pin bowling, or cricket, or learning to drive, or studying to get your driver's license. We're also learning life skills as we go. How to get along with other people, how to look after ourselves and be independent. All of us need to develop skills of confidence and independence so that we can cope with the ever-changing world in which we live and the different life and career paths we may choose. But all learning requires effort. Whether it's a toddler learning to walk, a student learning to read, a sports person perfecting their skills, or your younger brother learning his new computer game, learning requires effort. An independent learner is someone who takes responsibility for their own learning and accepts that learning requires motivation, time, learning from their mistakes, and perseverance in overcoming obstacles.
Like, it's not like other years where, you know, the teacher will just spoon-feed it all to you. Like, most of it's like done at home. You have to actually go out into a textbook, read it yourself, and kind of learn, because you only have so much time in class, and the more independent learning you do at home, the even more ahead you'll be. I'd go home after a day and be kind of yeah, I kind of get this, but after just sit down at home, just read over it, do some questions and stuff, and it'll really come more clearer to me and sink into my mind a bit more better, and yeah, I found it helped a lot.
Throughout the year I had little study books, and at every lesson I'd write down the notes pretty messily. And then when I get home I'd do them really neatly into these little books. And then I'd check the books every night. I'd take the book and I'd look at the notes from yesterday, and I'd look at the notes from a week ago, and I'd look at the notes from a month ago. And just reading them over all that time, just the fact that after a month you've read it 3 times, you definitely know it by then. And if I still didn't know something after a month, I had another little book which I'd just write that down in, and when I had a page of those, I'd stick them up near my bed and read that every night until I knew it. I'd like to add that didn't take very long. That was 20 minutes a night that would take me. It was nothing, and it was so helpful.
Most of us enjoy the pleasure and convenience of our iPods, our mobile phones, television, and the internet. But they can also be a distraction when trying to study. To achieve our personal best with our study, we need to control our use of these media. They're best kept as rewards at the end of a good study session, although sometimes that can be a trap as well.
Yes, I did listen to music. Although all the experts and teachers advised me against it, it was my house music and my R&B music, but I loved it, really, yeah. Everyone's no, you should get distracted, but I didn't. When I was in the zone, I was in the zone, and the music just helped me.
Yeah, so evening news. Yeah, pretty well that was the only one that I was regularly watching every day. Morning news, that doesn't really count. But yeah, nothing regular, because anything you have regular, you feel, linked to it, and you can't stop when you need to do a SAC that day. No, I'll watch this and I'll do this later, and yeah, I try to avoid that.
The internet, that's what I became a bit of a MySpace junkie, always checking it and stuff. That, if anything, that was my biggest distraction.
My mobile phone, yeah, I'm never apart from that thing. Hello. Oh, it's right next to me. It's my form of communication to the outer world, so it has to be there.
Again, that was another thing I'd do. I'd turn it off and say, finish my homework and my reward is I'll get to go on it, and things like that, and it got me through it, but still, it was pretty ridiculous.
I watched the odd few shows a week, but not really towards the exam kind of period, but mainly I'd kind of try and stick away from that, because you'd be watching a show and then all of a sudden the good bit comes on, and it just wastes so much time, and so much time. But I'd rather go out for a walk, set a time limit. Yep, I'll be back by then. Come back and just work, rather than with TV. The good bits come on, I might just wait, a few more minutes, and then a few more minutes turns into half an hour. You're just wasting time. Yeah, I find other means are more effective.
I don't work very well in long chunks. I'd probably do half hour of one subject, half hour of another subject. And then I'd break it up. I went for walks. My mum got me into that. Every day I'd go for a walk just around the neighbourhood. And it's really good, just physically it keeps you a bit active and it makes it easier to study. And mentally it just clears your head. You can sit and think, just let your mind wander for half an hour while you go for a walk. And then come back and fresh to do another couple of subjects. I'll probably get home around 3:30 and have something to eat, have a sit, talk to Mum and Simon, and then by 4 o'clock go into my room, probably work 3 till 5 maybe, and go for a walk and work. So that'll finish 5:30, come home, have another drink or something, and then work to 6:30, 7, depending on how much work I had to do. Like if it was exam time, I'd work through till 7 or 7:30 easily. But throughout the rest of the year, I might be finished by 5 half the time.
Claudia?
Yeah. Had a good walk?
Yes, thank you.
What's this? Any kangaroos?
Not today.